In the beginning, God created the heaven and the earth. But who created God? At first, I thought that was the dumbest question that atheists use to dodge evidence for God's existence. But I was wrong. Not about the dodging part, but about the question. It's brilliant. I was so surprised by what I discovered when I sat down and actually tried to logically prove where God comes from. To see what I discovered, we have to dig into these three possibilities. Each is a potential explanation of God's existence. I should really say creator. That's our focus right now. Not a specific deity, but where did the creator of the universe come from? So the first option that we have is that perhaps God the creator is eternal. A lot of people believe that one. The second option is that perhaps God created himself. I'm not sure if that is possible, but let's leave all our options open at the moment. And option 3, this is the most interesting one. Something or someone created God. But then we have to ask, who created that creator? Another creator who also was created by another created being, descended from a being before him? Lovely, an infinite series. One of these explains the ultimate beginning of everything. But perhaps you can see I'm setting myself up for failure. Even if I somehow logically prove that one of these is true for God, one of our atheist friends will then take all my logic, apply it to the universe, and show that there is no need for a God to exist. Well, let's first have fun learning what we can about God's potential beginning, and then we'll see what insights are revealed about if there really is a God. So our first option, think about the implications of God being eternal. If God is eternal, he is self-sustaining. He doesn't need anything else to keep him alive. So if option 1 were true, God has been alive forever, doing and becoming whatever he wants. Okay, that's an option. Let's hold that for one moment and consider option 2. Perhaps God created himself. If that is true, then God is self-sustaining. He is who he wants to be. He continues as long as he wants, essentially eternal, if he wants. That's really interesting, because from our perspective, us created beings, those two options are effectively the same. A God who is who he wants to be and does whatever he wants. But how about the third option? Could there be an infinite series of gods? I suppose. But if there is, then the chain itself is the creator, an eternal, self-defining series. It's really just the same as the first two options. This is why the question of who created God is so brilliant. No matter how you try to answer it, the conclusion is always the same. We come from a self-sustaining, self-defining creator who says, I am that I am. But who is this creator? Thousands of gods are worshipped in the world. How do we know the universe itself isn't the great I am? Couldn't the universe be eternal? Or have created itself from nothing? Logically, it is possible. But given our reality, the scientific answer is no. It is not possible. We don't live in just any universe. We live in this universe, which scientists have been studying for hundreds of years. What they have found is that our universe is governed by a strict set of laws. We can't break these laws. Our universe can't break these laws. Given the properties of our universe, it can't be eternal. It could not have created itself. If you want to dive more into these, I'm sure we'll have some lovely discussions in the comments. So this is fascinating. Whatever created the universe did so in such a way that it reveals to us that we have a creator. But what if we were created through option 3? This is where it gets really exciting and potentially terrifying. You can insert all the theories of metaverses and cosmic generators, any system outside of our universe that you want. It doesn't and may not follow the laws of science that we observe here. Anything is possible out there. But option 3 also presents us with a very scary possibility that we are just an accidental byproduct that no one cares about. We've been cast off and forgotten, alone without a God. We live, we die, the end. I received 7,000 comments on my previous video about God's existence. There were lots of interesting counter arguments, but here's the argument I struggle with the most. Are we just a discarded byproduct of some other universe? Okay, let's pause for a second and lay out what we do know. Then perhaps we'll see how we can deal with this scary possibility. Here's what we know. First, our universe was created, even if it's just an accidental byproduct. Second, our creator, whether being, process, other universe, has different properties than our universe. And third, our ultimate creator is self-defining and self-sustaining. So here's the real question. Does our creator, process, being, universe, alien race, or whatever, care about us? If not, then we have no creator God. He was there, but has effectively vanished. But if our creator does care, then there has to be some connection. Our creator must interact or communicate with us in some way to show interest. Our creator has already communicated at least once. Through science, he has taught us that we have a creator. So what would be the next step of communicating with our creator, if indeed he does care? For he that comes to God must believe that he is, and that he is a rewarder of them that diligently seek him. That's where I would start. But perhaps you're wondering, why is God so hard to find? Or the 10,000 gods that are worshipped, how do I know which one is real? The answers are available if you're willing to seek.